Hi, my name's Emma Cranston and I'm the founder of Love Doesn't Hurt. I started Love Doesn't Hurt 3 years ago after being in a relationship for 5 years, not realising the whole time I was being abused. Christmas 2017 was the last Christmas I spent with my abuser, and I called it my dark times. I was drained, I'd had no confidence, I'd lost all my self-esteem, I didn't know who I was anymore, I didn't even realise how I'd even got to this point and how I'd let it get so bad. Well, 2 days before Christmas Eve, we'd had an argument, so it was over him cheating again. At that point, he hit me quite a few times and I had about 6 broken ribs. I wasn't able to do anything over the Christmas period, couldn't spend it with any family, couldn't leave the house, couldn't even get up off the bed. And I just remember thinking, this is my dark times. You know, when you're so isolated with abuse, you just have nowhere to go, no one to turn to. Sometimes you don't even realise you're suffering from abuse. I started doing a lot of research on Google. Why is my boyfriend behaving like this? Why does he do this? Nothing he ever did made sense. He would say one thing. It was all just words. You know, there was never any actions to it. He was always sorry. But then it would be the exact same the next day. He'd wake up in the mornings, he'd be calling me names from morning till night. If I dared answer back, then it would become physical. It really got physical towards the Christmas. I was lying in bed with multiple fractured ribs, and I began looking on the internet for answers. I wish there had been a place at that point which I could have gone to learn, to get the education that I needed to understand what I was going through and how to get out of it, but there was absolutely nothing out there at all. The abuse continued, and around 6 weeks later, so this was February the 9th, 2018, me, my ex-partner and Leanne, who's one of the admins on the page also, we all went out for a drink. We came home, we could tell my ex-partner was in one of his moods, so Leanne decided she was going to stay with me for the evening because she knew what would happen. Me and Leanne have gone back to mine. She's gone into my house and I've gone outside to get something out of the car. It was dark, it was at the back of the block of flats that we lived in. He's then came behind me and pulled me out the car and threw me to the ground. As I've then got up to go on all fours, he's then repeatedly kicked me to the ribs, stamping on me, and then dragged me up off the floor and made me go back in. He then kidnapped me and Leanne for 3 hours afterwards, at which point we didn't realise the severity of my injuries. My ribs were through my lung, my lungs were rapidly filling with blood. I was choking. I was just in horrific pain. The police were called, thankfully, by one of the neighbours because they heard a lot of commotion. And the police came out and finally got us out of there. And then I never looked back since. I was airlifted to hospital. I was in resus for the whole day. Then I went in for an operation to have my chest rebuilt. And that was that point that I'd had enough. Why I took till that point to have enough, I don't know. You know, we're brainwashed. You know, we lose ourselves in it so much. We put up with everything off them. You know, anything they do, we just let it go. But enough is enough. And I finally phoned the police on Valentine's Day, 2018. He was finally arrested, and in the July he was convicted to 5 years for multiple abuse on me. Not just the one in February, but the fractured ribs at Christmas, for burning me. I had a total of 32 fractures all over my body that I'd never ever received treatment for. I just got on with it. I now suffer from fibromyalgia, PTSD due to it. Well, I did suffer that until I met the lovely Rob, who gave me therapy and helped me, and this therapy has just done absolute wonders for me. My PTSD is pretty much gone. I'm now living a full, happy, purposeful life. I then decided, with there being nowhere for anyone to turn to receive help or the education or even help to get out of these situations, I created Love Doesn't Hurt with Leanne. And it's been overwhelming how much it's been needed, to be honest. We've got over 500,000 followers, global, all over the world. We have a private group. And now people are able to subscribe to us, where they can now receive the therapy the help, the support, anything they need to help them recover from domestic abuse, help them understand it, and just help you to live an amazing, peaceful, abuse-free life.